Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Cricbuzz Live. I'm Saiyami Kher. It is a Wednesday that is packed with cricket just the way we like it. South Africa almost finishing things off in their match. But what we are here for is first up, Pakistan take on Namibia. Later in the day, India take on the Netherlands. Pakistan is traveling with heavy baggage because they're under immense pressure to win this game. If they have to qualify, they have to win this game. The other three teams, not so much pressure because Namibia and Netherlands are there with a free hand, going to play free cricket. And joining me today are two people who know quite a lot about handling pressure. The two left armers, Zaheer Khan and Murali Kartik. Welcome to the show. Zach, first up, most important, how was his debut in paddle?
Getting there wasn't bad day for him, considering it was this first day. I just have to listen to him, isn't it? He says that he's got some base of tennis, so didn't really look like that, but yeah, decent day.
If one wins 5 out of 6 sets, and then this is the kind of rap you get on your back. Thanks, Zach.
Fast bowler sledging is needed in sport. That's how it always has been. But Michael Vaughan, if you're watching, we have new paddle players who are up and about waiting for you to come. But the other pressure that we have, gentlemen, today, one is, of course, Pakistan has immense pressure. The pressure is on us as well. Four chances to go down on that points table.
Seriously, you're heading the list, aren't you?
As of day before yesterday, I don't know what happened yesterday. If anyone got any wins in.
We'll know how it goes. I just want one person to go down, so easy thing.
Already 2 shots fired.
2 shots fired already, and that's how it's going to be. It's going to be a fun day filled with sledging as well. But before we get to the sledging, I want to get to this game. Extremely serious for Pakistan today because they're, like I said, coming in with heavy baggage. India have qualified. For Pakistan to go through and get that Q next to their name, they have to win today's game. Catty, if you're talking about today's game, they had a scratchy start with Netherlands, then that heavy emotional blow against India. So they're coming in low on confidence, so they need to have a big win today.
And also, it could be the 3rd straight time that they don't even make it to the next round in a T20 World Cup. Because the last time around when they played, it was USA which went at their expense. Today too, if Namibia causes an upset, it will be USA which goes through. Yes, they come in. They took an emotional pounding. I'm pretty sure that it's never easy, especially when you lose to arch rivals in the manner in which they got defeated. And most importantly, they need to do a few tweaks. This is the squad they're traveling with. What can you do? There are certain people who are traveling, not performing. Do you have a look at them, or do you press the panic button and say, oh, listen, these guys haven't shaped up, so can we look for better options from within the squad? That is a conundrum which every coach and every captain faces, but it's a different venue. Maybe they have different luck. But if you look at just the team per se, man for man, Pakistan is a better side, but sometimes it's the emotional turmoil within yourself in a crunch situation. Having seen or having the hangover of the previous 2 editions where you have not made it.
Well, the news from the centre is that Pakistan have won the toss. They have decided to bat first. Zach, just a little more on Pakistan and the pressure they're coming in with. Mike Hesson said this the other day. He said that, every time they are under the pump, they are under pressure, they seem to not follow the process. This is what he had to say. Yep. All these guys are international players. They're all good players. But when the pressure comes on, are they going to trust their decision making, or they're going to probably go outside there? And today versus India, pressure made us go outside there. It's something we are going to have to get better at. So when your head coach says this, Zach, it is quite a statement that under pressure, they're not seeming to be able to perform.
Well, when you look at that kind of statement, one thing is for sure that the coach seems to be frustrated about, how to go on about motivating the team, inspiring the team. With Pakistan, you've seen one thing. I think it doesn't give me the impression, or you look at the past as well, that team has never been process-oriented. It's just about finding a way of playing together for them and, having that kind of talent and going out there and winning matches, So that is something which they have done. And they've been very unpredictable even in the past. What is worrying right now is that they're crumbling under pressure and crumbling consistently. Usually there was a time when you'd say, oh, if they've lost the previous game, then they might come all guns blazing and you'll see something. You can't really predict what's happening. Today's match is going to be the added pressure of the points table as well. So that is something which they'll have to deal with. So even if they're not playing a very strong team, there are enough factors which are going to create the situation of pressure. And when a coach is suggesting what he's suggesting right now, that this team is not able to deal with pressure, then even though they are not playing against a strong team, they will feel that pressure at some stage in the game. So if you're batting, it's a day game, so dew is not going to be a factor, so it doesn't really matter. You bat first, bowl first. Batting first might help them right now, just to put up a score. Then it just eases the nerves. But imagine a scenario where you've seen how Namibia have been approaching their bowling. Even when they bowled against India, they were always in the game. Even though strong Indian batting lineups posted 200 plus runs. But you could get a feeling that they had a plan, they stuck to the plan, they tried to just execute those kind of things. That might give them the edge if they're able to restrict Pakistan to a total which they feel they can put Pakistan team under pressure and go on to chase down that total.
Yes.
So having... It's not the old times, where you'll see that, okay, Pakistan team has got so many fast bowlers and their raw pace, this Namibian side will not be able to maybe tackle that. They've not faced that kind of a bowling before. You can't say that. Maybe, Usman Tariq is going to be one factor which they have to be careful of. But other than that, you've not seen Pakistan spinners, even though they're playing with 4 spinners, have been a very, very reputed spinners, I would say. They're relying on the conditions. So batting first, I think Pakistan have to really make sure that they put up a total which is going to take Namibia out of the game. If they're not able to do that, then at some stage they'll feel that pressure, which the coach is also worried about.
And I think he made a very valid point. Just quickly, I just wanted to butt in. He made a very valid point. You think of the Pakistan of old, they were always unpredictable. That is something which has gone with them. But they had multiple match winners, Saiyami. Even if they didn't see eye to eye within the team, but once they put on that green jersey and once they had their own reputation at stake, they've had match winners. They could turn games on their head, be with the bat or with the ball. Ball we all know. So that is something which has been missing of late. We might have the odd two, I'm not saying that they don't have good players, but that kind of match winners at a world stage was something which Pakistan used to have.
Well, it's just, we wonder who's going to put their hand up because, like you said, they used to have those players. They have very talented players now as well. The pressure is on them and we want to see who puts their hands up. Let's have a look at Pakistan's playing 11 because, like Kartik said, are they going with those changes or not?
They've brought in Khwaja Nafe.
They've got Khwaja Nafe in. And the big one there is Salman Mirza is in. Zach, there is no Shaheen Afridi and there is no Abrar.
Oh, interesting.
But the big one on getting Shaheen Afridi out, I mean, I want to come to the left-arm pacer in the house first because we know what Shaheen Afridi is capable of doing. He's just not done this in the past recent times since his injury. This tournament, he's leaked 109 runs, picked up just 3 wickets. So he's not been the terror Shaheen Afridi we know that he can be.
Look, Kartik just made a point of having match winners. So when you're looking at beginning of the tournament, you'll say, okay, Abrar Ahmed has been doing well. Shaheen Afridi also has been doing well. Shahzada Farhan at the top, who is going to make the impact with the bat. You're going to look at all these kind of players as match winners.
Yes.
And you've not even finished the first phase of the tournament, and you are leaving out your main match winner, supposedly, which is Shaheen Afridi. Has made the impact with the ball, has been off color lately. But, when you get in a tournament like this, you still got to back your players.
Absolutely.
And that is a concern, So this is clearly a sign of a team which is not having a clarity in thought process. They right now just hoping. They're hoping that, okay, something will happen or someone will put up the hand up and things will fall into place for them, which is a very big ask. I think, it's not a great sign for the team. I mean, if these guys do well and good, then it is a forced change, not by the reputation or anything. It's just a forced change because of the noise which has been created after the big loss against India, and that is not going to be a great sign for them going forward, anyways.
Kartik, are you for this, against it, back your players or try and do something different, because what they have done hasn't worked for them? Abrar, of course, sits out because Khwaja Nafi comes in. We know he can hit it hard and they needed that bolstering for their batting.
Yeah, with Khwaja Nafi, I can understand why they have brought him because it's going to be a better track because it's a different venue. You have to remember that it's SSC. Yes. There could be a bit more carry, which means that the ball will also come on very nicely onto the bat. What is interesting is they've gotten rid of Abrar. Maybe he had a good chance to come good against this side, which might not have played that kind of spin bowling early on. And I've always been disappointed in the way they have handled Fakhar Zaman. For me, I think he's a huge factor.
Yes.
And the reason why I say that is, you mentioned Sahibzada Farhan. Sahibzada Farhan at the top of the order is fine. But does he have the kind of support? Fakhar Zaman is a match winner. He's a match winner in his own right, but the way they have shunted him up and down the order, I think they've played around with his man. I know he's the lead up to the World Cup. He didn't get runs against Australia just a while back, but he's not there. With regards to what Zach said,
so if I could just ask you, if you had to get in Fakhar Zaman, does that mean keep Babar out, or how would you fit him in?
I would have kept Babar out. To be very honest, if you look at Babar is a gun player in ODIs and test matches. What they need there is a bit of oomph, which they don't have. There is no point in getting off to a great start and then everything petering down. You want to maintain that. And Babar, from many innings that I've watched, it's run a ball. It is not going to help you. When modern teams are getting 230, 240, run a ball is not going to help.
Absolutely.
And I feel that they have enough oomph later on if they can groom them. People like maybe Khwaja Nafi, he's a hard-hitting batter. He needs to get that long leash. I'll just come to what Zach said. It's an interesting one for teams. As a gun player or as your main player, you want to back them. But sometimes within the team, people can ask them how long is the rope for certain people. And also within the team, you know how good is his form coming into this tournament. Yes, he has played on different tracks. But Shaheen Afridi is a match winner. If the team feels that he's not bowling well, then that is the time when you make that change. And maybe that is what they felt. Maybe there is a bit of outside noise which adds to that decision making. People do get emotional. People do listen to or tend to listen to outside voices. But for me, I would have also supported him, given the fact that this is a different venue and you're up against a weaker opposition. That is why sometimes it's, as I said before, it's a confusion, it's a conundrum for the team management. Do we make those changes? Will we be seen to be pressing the panic button? Or we believe, because it's a dynamic format, people can come good, people can have a bad day, but we need to back them.
Well, for Pakistan, like we've said, pressure is on them. They've gone with those two changes. Let's have a look at Namibia's playing 11 and see the changes that they have. Well, Alexander Walsh is in. He's as a replacement for Ben Shikango, and he's in because of the sustained injury to the right thigh. And of course, there is Jack Brassel who's in as well. Liker is out and Hingo is out.
Hingo also had an injury.
He had an injury as well. Kartik, just so many injuries that we are seeing, but this is the 11 that they have gone ahead with. I want to ask both of you, Zach, you first, because you all have just traveled so much. You all have been to so many associate member nations, played there. Is there any one particular venue that you really like playing at?
I think Ireland and Scotland. Yeah, these are the two venues, we'll always enjoy going there. It's nice weather. And I remember not just with the international team, but also when I was playing county season.
Yes.
That time we happened to go to Scotland. So we used to have the Pro 40 tournament, which goes on mid-season. So that is the time you get to go there. It's a lovely place. You have a whole lot of things and activities to do. So it's like a little picnic within the hectic season, and you always hope that you have maybe few days off before the game leading up or after the game once the game is done.
Well, Abhishek Bachchan starting a league where Ireland, Scotland, and a lot of European teams will be taking part in. So I don't know if you're going and doing commentary there, but like you said, it's a nice picnic. But in that picnic, Kartik, you've been doing commentary for so long, all the years that you've played as well. Was there one player that you saw and said, wow, he really, took your notice, you were very impressed with?
He actually, unfortunately, didn't start, but William Matson was supposed to lead Italy. When I was finishing up in county cricket, that was the time he came into county cricket, and he was somebody who was really impressive from the get-go. I think every time you saw him, there was something very impressive about the man. Just the way he carried himself, he was prolific.
Yes.
Playing for Derby, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's where he started. I played against JJ Smith as well, who's part of the team which Namibia have put out. He's actually South African. He used to play for P, I think, if I'm not mistaken. There's some wonderful players. You look, as Zach said, we go to some countries, especially playing county cricket. We also used to go to Netherlands because they were also part of the CB40. Obviously, Scotland was always there, and Scotland is stunning. Anyone who's not been to Scotland is missing something. So yes, of course, these are... and also the most important thing is when you look at the number of countries playing the associate nations, I think it's more than 110. Once I was in Ireland during commentary, as you said, and there was an ICC meet, and I met Cricket Russia head, who's from our neck of the woods. He's a Sardarji who's from our neck of the woods. Cricket Swaziland, again headed by an Indian. There's so many countries, and you're thinking there are some wonderful places on the planet. Imagine if you get the chance to go there, now not as a player, only as a broadcaster or just to go and help somebody out. But it would be wonderful going to all these places.
Broadcast and golf. Correct.
No, I wouldn't mind even going.
Now
and paddle.
Paddle. And no, sometimes you want to go and help people. That's something which you really want to do. You want to help up-and-coming nations in whatever capacity you can. But yeah, of course, to go and enjoy the scenic beauty of all these nations is something, why not?
Well, the underdog story has been quite a story of romance in this World Cup because it's been so exciting. We saw what Nepal did yesterday, winning their first game against Scotland. We know what they did against England. We know what Italy has done. Like Italy winning their first game is just a matter of so much pride.
What a story on the Mosca brothers as well.
Of course, yes.
Australian great cricketers. One is, I think, a carpenter. The other one is a teacher. And can you imagine just rocking up for your country and just to win a game, and that too at the iconic Wankhede?
Yes.
Must have been super special for them when they beat Nepal. Undefeated partnership, opening partnership, 10-wicket victory, brilliant.
And all these teams, when you go to play like Ireland, I remember when we were playing a tri-series there. I think it was Ireland, South Africa, and India.
Malahide. Malahide, na?
Dublin, I think.
Dublin.
Yeah. So the grounds are like, not big stadiums, right? So, open ground, you'll have a nice tent in the just outside the boundary line, you'll have some practice pitches, and all the families, it's like picnic for them, right? Like, all the players' families are also there with their kids, they're having a barbecue going there, and it's a different atmosphere when you're playing that, but also that has been their journey, right? Like, I keep talking about all these emerging teams who have a different way of approaching the game. Like the infrastructure is still also not to the level which we've seen in world countries playing cricket for decades. But these guys, their passion and how they're approaching the game is so pure.
Yes.
So they want to make the impact. They're doing it for the love of the game. They know that their journey right now is going to be a tough one, but they're setting a platform for the next generation of cricketers coming through the ranks. So I think, the contribution is going to be immense when you look at all these guys who are contributing and keeping the game going in their country through the challenges which they face.
Well, as a fan, I'd love to go and watch some county cricket there, have a nice barbecue. So hopefully that will be on my bucket list. But coming back to today's game, Pakistan have won the toss. They will be batting first. And when we talk about Pakistan's batting, up top, there's that one name, Kartik, who's just been shining through. He's been in sizzling form. He's striking like nobody's business. At 157 is his strike rate. And when we look at Sahibzada Farhan, you have a look at that sixes column there. You have a look at the rate of sixes. He's hitting it faster than Rohit Sharma, faster than Joss Butler. So clearly we know his hitting capability and what he's brought about for the team.
Yeah, 100%. And that is where the modern game is going. And I think every team needs to catch up. You need to find your own way of doing it, but you also need to find the key ingredients which can make that happen. And I think Sahibzada Farhan has been a shining light for Pakistan. And that is one of the reasons why, again, come back to not having an ideal partner. You want to go all guns blazing. That's the format. But sometimes in your own head, you wonder, if I don't get them off to a great start, is the team going to lag behind? And there is always that decision-making process which happens. Yes, there are a few people. We have one in our own studio, which is Virender Sehwag, who had that kind of clarity of mind. He didn't bother. Not everyone can be somebody like him. There is a bit of lingering doubt. If I go, what will happen? That sort of a feeling is always there. But he's been absolutely brilliant. Just the names you mentioned, I think he also is better than Chris Gayle, one of the most destructive six-hitters. In terms of sixes, I think Rohit, you mentioned, yes. Joss Butler, you mentioned. So some wonderful names to go past. And he's been pretty good. And in fact, he cost me my prediction last time because I thought Sahibzada, he'll go at 8 runs. I predicted something. And before we could leave the studio, GK said, Sahibzada Farhan is out. And I was like, oh no.
I was waiting to see when it comes to the prediction game.
I wanted to change the prediction game.
No, but you made a really good point there. You said that, if I don't perform, who's going to perform? Zach, do you think that pressure gets to someone like him because the expectations of him are so much to get the team to that flying start? We know the middle order goes about things. It's not like they collapse, but it's just that flying start that you need at the opening the innings is something. Is the pressure on him a lot?
Yeah, I think the pressure naturally increases. When you're looking at that kind of a player who can make impact on the game. Leading up to the game, Mike Hesson will be in his ears to make sure that, he's in a good space. Just out of concern that, okay, what do you want? That whole captain will be talking to him. The senior players also will be rallying around him. And that creates that extra bit of pressure for sure. There is no doubt about it. Also, like how Kartik was mentioning, the fact that he was out changes the whole dynamics.
Absolutely.
Right? So that is going to be a clear-cut sign for the opposition as well. And once again, when you're looking at the Pakistan batting lineup, when you're just talking about one player so much, maybe Babar was another player who everyone were talking about it that way. But look at how he has also lost his way.
Yes.
And it's just because you're not able to produce results, you're trying to do extra, and then at some stage the pressure is going to get to you. So Sahibzada Farhan, if things continue, as in a team sport, we've seen these kind of things happen. End of the day, if you're not winning games of cricket, the frustration is going to creep in.
Yes.
As an individual, you would try to do extra. That's going to create some errors, which is going to put pressure back on you. So that's the process. That's how the team sport goes. So I think what matters is collectively, if you're putting in work and you're producing results, then it eases off pressures. Like you've seen with good teams, they're able to carry the players who they know might be off the peak or off form, but because you're winning games, you can actually then invest in them. You can you can carry them through a series or 2 series and create that kind of cushion around them. But when the story is other way around, it just adds more pressure, and eventually it gets to you and your performance gets hampered.
Again, a great point, Zach, because UV in 2011 wasn't in great form leading up to the World Cup. They still backed someone like Yuvraj Singh. We've seen Surya Kumar Yadav. There was so much discussed about him up until the last series.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine 3 years of one man dominating T20 world cricket? The bowlers are literally like me, getting bowled, now trying to figure out how to bowl to him. And suddenly he has one bad year and everybody was up in arms saying that he needs to be sacked. And that is sometimes cruel and brutal. The other thing also, just think of Sahibzada Farhan. How many people have got the better of Jasprit Bumrah in world cricket? Very few.
Those 3 sixes.
And I was actually looking forward to that contest the other day. What will Sahibzada Farhan and what will Jasprit Bumrah be doing? So he's superb for them. He's absolutely outstanding. It's just that he needs somebody to travel sidecar with him. That has not been happening with Pakistan cricket.
No, Kartik, just a little addition to the point that Zach made is about how you nurture people like this.
Yeah.
Because we've seen they've dropped Shaheen Afridi today. If you don't nurture players, if you don't back them, Sahibzada Farhan is in top form right now. But what should the management do to nurture him to go the long way?
I think you just be in his ears and have that clarity of, what should I say, communication that the approach you have can pay off most times. But if it doesn't pay off, don't start second guessing yourself. And I think that is the most important thing. Zach has been part of teams. I've never been part of a team, but I always feel, having played the game, that I would rather have somebody being brutally honest with me. Then I can take it, even if it's bad news, I can take it on my chin when I know it's coming from the right person and they've told me the truth. I will take it on my chin, then I need to make the improvements I need to make, rather than people pussyfooting around you and not giving you the right information. So I'm pretty sure somebody as good as him will be told, this is your role, this is the thing which we want you to essay. If you don't work for us for a few games or a few months or whatever, don't start second guessing yourself. And I think that is something which needs to be told, and that's how you nurture players.
Well, he will be coming out to bat and Namibia will be bowling. One contest I'm really looking forward to is their captain, Erasmus bowling to Sahibzada Farhan, because Zach, he's been very, very impressive for Namibia. Against India, he's picked up those very important wickets of Hardik, Akshar and Rinku. Even in the last game, he bowled in the death over, 20th over. So we know that they're putting that added responsibility on him. A contest, you're excited to watch?
Yeah, he has definitely impressed me. He's someone who was using the angles very well, not just using the crease, but the arm also sometimes is very very rounded arm action, to create that natural variation of low bounce. You've seen the batters struggle against him also because of that, and he's been very proactive. It gives me the feeling that he's reading the batters, he's trying to read the situations, coming up with options, and not afraid of trying those options.
Yes.
I think one thing is having the read of the game, but another is just to have that clarity and then backing yourself to go out and execute those things freely. So I think he's someone who is very smart operator, and being a captain, that's a good quality to have, because you're leading by example. Then you're trying to inspire your team to be in the same way, not getting overwhelmed by who you're playing against.
Well, I have to go to the coach who's taught me left arm, classical orthodox bowling. When you see someone like Erasmus, he's, like Zach said, it's not just the angles, it's also the release points. He's bowling from here, he's bowling from here, he's also bowling from here. So it's the release points which are also very impressive. What do you make of him? Let's have a masterclass from Murali.
No, not a masterclass. I think Zach touched upon many things. What is the art of T20 bowling, especially as a spinner? One thing is brilliant. He bowls the tough overs. As a captain, he takes the onus, as Zach said. The second thing is, he's not a classical spinner. He's not going to get great purchase or going to deceive you in the air. But what does he do? He reads batters. That is the most important thing. You're always trying to read the batter, trying to second guess him. And thirdly, you need to have a big heart, because you are going to get hit, and you're bowling the tough overs, 18, 20 within the power play to some of the best batters with those bats and small boundaries. So big heart, that is something which he has. And the fourth thing is, when he doesn't have that, when all the other skills, what does he do? He keeps the batter guessing by suddenly bowling from behind, suddenly bowling, as Zach said, from round arm, suddenly bowls the Yorker, slows it up so slowly, all the other tricks, and be gutsy about it. And I think he's got all that. So he's a clever operator in these circumstances. Also, the last thing is, in T20 cricket, you're always trying to get better and always trying to minimize damage. And I think he does all that really well up against some really good teams and good batters.
Well, you've heard it from Murali Kartik. He's doing new things in T20 cricket. We're so used to seeing the batters doing it all the time. It's good to see a bowler do it and a spinner do it for a change.
We don't have anything.
Yes.
We don't have anything. One ball just misses the batter by this much. Oh, it's above the head. Wide. Those guys move in. We miss on the leg side. Wide. What else do you do? They can switch it, but we have to tell them 20 days ahead, write a postage stamp and say we are going to bowl right-handed or left-handed. Grounds are so small. Anyways, as Anil Bhai famously said, we are labour class. Bowl to them in the nets, bowl to them in the game. We are the ones who have to win them games.
Well, y'all,
Easy day for the batters, man.
every bowler out there will feel Murali Kartik and understand his pain because it's a tough
Yeah,
game.
he loves complaining.
Yes.
Not complaining. Now, Ishan Sharma said you're the leader
find
of the
a way.
bowlers union.
Well, the leader of the bowlers union, I know you complain about this bit, is the joy factor. But we will have to have a look at it. Even if we complain, let's have a look at the joy factor question of the day. In international cricket, if Brett Lee is the first and Romario Shepherd's the last, who is the first Indian?
I think I might have this.
I think I have this too.
Okay, but I don't know who it is. I can understand the
Where it
framework
is,
of the
yes.
question.
Joyda has thrown a really easy one at us today. We like it. We like it in the studio. We never get his answers.
Just to keep me interested, I
Yes.
suppose.
Yeah.
So there's
Just
no
to make you
complaining.
happy.
Yes.
Not
you're
make me happy, just to keep me interested
Yeah,
because I
so
just
that-
shut my eyes then.
So Kartik knows the answer today.
I
Zach,
want to check if he knows that or not.
I
I don't
know
know.
where it's heading to. I mean, I know the answer, but I'm happy that you know where it's heading to.
Yeah, I know.
Discuss it in the green room.
Correct.
But what we have to discuss now is something that he's extremely competitive about.
yeah.
So you choose who goes first, Kartik.
You go first because you're always lurking in the background of us. You try and slip into our slipstream. No, I want you to go first.
See, I let him go. I'm just number one right now, so I can afford a
Yeah,
few losses
correct.
maybe.
Ladies first.
Pakistan batting first. I'm going to go with 184.
I'm going 165.
I'm
And that will
going-
be an interesting game.
I'm going 194. SSC, maybe. That's my guess. 195, 194, whatever.
Day game, maybe, you know.
194, 195.
It might slow
195. Let me stick with it. Apna bowlers.
195, Zach, don't get it wrong.
195. No, I'm just saying from bowler's point of view, we don't have anything.
No,
We-
absolutely.
yeah, that's all. That's all I'm saying. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Because anyone who wants to be a bowler, it's a tough game to be a bowler. So I completely get what you're saying, Kartik. But right now, the competitions are on for the prediction game. We'll wait and watch and see who gets this one. Thank you, Zach. Thank you, Kartik. Food awaits us and cricket awaits all of us. We will be back at the 10 hour point at the Cricbuzz Combox. We'll see you all there.